So tonight we're gonna go over several things that have happened recently. Our biggest event is Autumn Fest, which was last month, and part of the reason we spent a lot of time on Autumn Fest is this is our biggest event. That event supports SBP more than anything else we do. The board spends at least 8 months working on Autumn Fest. So it's a big portion of what we do. It also is one of the biggest supporters of keeping this group going and growing. And I think we are, in the space that things are starting to grow for us and things are looking better. I also want to talk about, and I'll do it again, this is all going to be later, a donation to the Southbridge Police Department. We just made a major donation to the town and to the police department, and that's in order to help everybody here in this room and everybody that lives within our community. And then some advertising opportunities that are coming 2026. But first of all, I want to thank Dexter and John Auclair for the space tonight and the meeting and all. And I'm going to give John the floor at the beginning here to talk about Dexter and one of the oldest businesses in town. And again, a family-owned business started in 1818. It's not the same family that owns it, but it's still a privately held business. Yeah. So I'll let John go through all of that, and we'll go from there.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody, for coming. We'd love to have you here. There's more food, by the way, so afterwards, you guys are required to at least fill up your plate one more time. So, I thought, history of Dexter. I started working at Dexter almost 30 years ago. I'm born and bred in Southbridge. I didn't know anything about Russell Harrington at the time. So, once I started working here, because you know the buildings here, you walk by it, you go to school, you see it, but you don't have a real good feel of what the rich history is. And this is going to cover a few points. Henry Harrington, genius, guy was a brilliant man. In 1818, he established the first cutlery manufacturing company right here in Southbridge. In 1861, ownership of the company passes to his son, Henry. To Henry's son, Dexter Harrington. Remember that name, Dexter. So Dexter's son, Charles, joins the business. So it's a family business at this point. Bob. In 1884, Charles Harrington successfully convinces his father to apply the name Dexter to the knives manufactured by the business. They wanted Dexter to reflect high quality, which it really does. It does to this day. So Dexter out in the industry is synonymous with quality. Actually, in 2006, there was the series Dexter on HBO, so that made us synonymous with serial killing. So, but he was knives. But he was a serial killer with a heart of gold, so it makes it okay. All right. So Henry Harrington, 1888, business is booming. The workforce grows from five people making knives, to 50 over the 15-year period. In 1903, Harrington's business moves to a larger factory on Marcy Street, and that's the building that is there right now. Paul's Automotive? Yeah. Right. In 1924, Harrington Cutlery is sold to the Southbridge Investment Company, 106 years after its inception. So Southbridge Investment Company probably did not call it sick at the time, but Now, the other half of the equation. So you've got Henry Harrington and you've got John Russell. John Russell opens his factory in Greenfield, Massachusetts, and the Green River knife is created in 1840. Green River knife is used, it's used out west. It was very famous knife. It remains a famous brand for Dexter. We still use the Green River name. In 1968, construction begins on the new Turner's Falls plant, becoming the largest cutlery factory in the world in 1870. And that was a purposeful construction. So they built it in order to produce cutlery. Unlike this building, which was an old mill building, and it is not designed to produce cutlery, but we still do. In 1875, Barlow Folding Knives joins the Green River Knife in becoming a bestseller. In 1885 to 1920, J. Russell Company recovers from a rough patch by careful spending and quality-first approach to remaining profitable. That's 1920 is Depression era.
Right before the
Right,
Depression, yeah.
right.
The market crashed at the end of the 20s.
Yep. In 1933, sought out by Southbridge Investment Company, SIC, to merge with, the two become Russell Harrington Cutlery. So you've got Harrington Cutlery purchases John Russell Company under ownership of the Southbridge Investment Company. All operations are moved into one location, a former woolen mill on River Street, right here. So everything started in this building, 1938. 1940 to 1968, Russell Harrington maintains a profitable business and maintains key role in manufacturing community. And then we get the Hyde connection. Very important. Right, Bob? Okay. All right, so in 1875, Isaac P. Hyde starts IP Hyde and Company. In 1897, Myron B. Clements and partner, by majority ownership from Hyde, business prospers, okay? So business is booming, they're doing well. In 1917, they create the manufacturing facility that is there now, right on the outskirts of Southbridge, right on Eastford Road. In 1968, Hyde purchases Russell Harrington from Southbridge Investment Company. And in 1969, Richard Hardy becomes president of Russell Harrington. Then through the 70s and 80s, more advanced manufacturing equipment are brought in. We're getting better at our craft as technology catches up with everything. We're doing things better. We're doing things more profitable. 1977, Russell Harrington begins a major renovation and addition. So the building that you see as it stands right now was a little different configuration, and they filled in a lot of those weird blanks. So as you walk through the factory, it gets a little bit obvious what's new and what's from early 1900s. In 2001, Alan Pepple is named president, and company changes name to Dexter Russell. So everybody in this area knew us as Russell Harrington Cutlery. Everybody outside of this area knew the product as Dexter. So it made sense to change the name to Dexter for brand recognition. All right, in 2010, Dexter and Hyde Group reorganize and separate. 2010 to 2018, Dexter acquires and integrates several new brands. Bar Brothers is extraordinarily famous in the processing world for making meat hooks. So we bought that company. We now manufacture it's crazy to think, but we manufacture about 35 different types of meat hooks. So I can think of two. All right, 2018, Dexter Russell celebrates its bicentennial. Amazing to think that that was 7 years ago. So yeah, time flies. Super flies. In 2019, we bought the 174 Charlton Road facility, and we started injection molding our own handles. So and that is where we warehouse, and that is where we ship out of. So all the manufacturing happens here. All of the handle manufacturing and shipping happens at that 174 Charlton Road facility. Beautiful, beautiful, state-of-the-art facility. All right. Now, so lots of times people ask me about one particular item that we discontinued, and they hate the fact that we discontinued it. So this is my little joke. This 965 SE steak knife is coming back.
Yeah.
So
Just as good?
I'm pretty sure, because I've been begging for it for like 5 years, and then Bob mentioned it to Alan, our president, and all of a sudden we're making them again. So right, they are great.
That's sort of the issue. Everybody still has them.
I know that is the problem. But we will have these. We'll have these for Christmas, and we'll be selling them as Christmas presents. So, all right.
What's the retail price?
Retail, who asked that? You? Troublemaker.
Troublemaker.
Worth every penny. It's going to be an $18 steak knife, which is why we're literally manufacturing them for the factory outlet for people of Southbridge, and we're going to also sell them online. But so through distribution, if you sell an item to your distributor for $18, he then wants to sell it for $40. And you're not going to spend $40 on a steak knife. So that's the reason. All right? Perfect.
Cool.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Very good.
Do we get to ask questions?
Of course.
Peg Dean, Economic Development and Planning Director. Was there ever a time where you considered leaving this location as you were looking to create that new molding facility?
It's a great question, because they've looked at this facility and to see if they can stretch it out, and because manufacturing on 4 stories is extraordinarily challenging. So you're moving product rather than this way, you're moving it up and then this way. So they did consider it, and I'm sure the situation.
The 70s, it was considered again in the 80s when the two companies were together. I mean, they talked about moving out of here multiple times.
Right.
I just want to say how grateful I am and how grateful the town is that you've stayed, obviously, in the facility, and knowing that that facility is right off of 84, the other one in Sturbridge, so one of the things the town is looking at is how can we advocate for that highway access, the better highway access. So just to give yes, it's been a conversation for decades. Yeah. It was one of the first things I said when I came into the role, and the local regional planning agency kind of laughed at me. But just so you know, we are kind of bringing that back because we know it's a huge factor, right? You have that location because the shipping is so much easier right at that highway. Absolutely. Yes, and so if we can create that maybe over by 169 onto 90, right, that would be sort of, that would open up all of our untapped potential, I feel like. Yeah. So that's a priority for us. So thank you. And thank you for this. This was lovely.
Any other questions? Any questions?
I probably have the answer.
I have another one.
Go.
So,
Is it true that you were considering trying to use hydropower again?
I don't know about the again part. I do know that was
Okay.
that was in the plans.
back in 2009 it came up.
Yeah.
And it just kind of
Fizzled?
it kind of died.
Well, because there were issues with the dam.
And so is there an interest in ever removing the dam, or does it need to stay there?
I don't
It
know.
needs to stay there.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the issue is, in order to get the hydropower right, they have to build a 300-year storm dam.
Okay.
Is that whole flood thing?
It's the whole flood thing.
Is that
Okay.
the Westville Dam? What dam?
No,
This dam-
No, there's a dam right behind this building.
So maybe we could talk about this offline. The town applied for a grant to evaluate our dams, and there's, amidst that conversation, we learned about there's new technology for these smaller, less invasive hydropower dams that can be inserted that might be of consideration. Anything we can do to,
Absolutely. I'm all for renewables.
if it saves on electricity in light of the cost of power these days. So, okay, thank you.
I mean, I do some injection. I still do injection molding overseas. I still have some of my high volume parts that I'm doing overseas, and because I can build a 32 cavity mold for about $10,000. That mold would be about $150,000 in the States. Okay, and then all of a sudden, and again, it's all about volume products. I mean, they'll run the machines 24 hours a day over there, and
Same guy.
yeah, and he's not far off either. I mean, but it's just one of those things. So. But
We have to admire the fact that you kept it here as opposed to
Yeah, for sure.
making it the easy way.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. American made, American assembled. The steel is all U.S. steel. Oh, okay. Let me clarify. 90% of what we sell is manufactured right next door.
Which is
There's
fantastic.
always going to be that person who makes a decision on cutlery or any equipment and supplies based on price. And we think that if I have that sale, it's better than someone else having that sale. So you create
You're filling out your offering. Yeah.
and Dexter is the better best, and then your good is going to be that import line. Biggest seller is it's a toss-up between a 10-inch chef's knife in the Sani-Safe line or a Chinese chef's knife in a traditional line. So Chinese chef's knife, the chop. Yeah, it looks like a cleaver. You don't want to use it as a cleaver, but it's used for chopping vegetables.
The lighter blade version.
So yeah, it's
And that's changed. I mean,
I like the
it used to be
serrated
your the paring knife was
yeah.
over the top.
Yeah, the paring knife was the one we were always trying to jack up to the, because it was very profitable.
Right,
And
the volume on it.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
the volume up.
How is it to maintain a building that's so old? And did you, as the years went by, did you have to keep it up to, bring it up to code, or are you grandfathered in for certain things?
No, if you're doing major remodels, you have to bring it up. You have to apply to the local codes. The beauty of it is that buildings that were built in that time era were built amazing. This building with very little work is gonna stick around for a long time. We've done a little bit of maintenance to our foundation, but for the most part, this is solid. You walk around and you see beams that are, they're never going to fail. So,
As you're exchanging about made in American soul, and then the question can't come in about 100%, and I understand, Bob's reaction, right? And it was so natural that, no, that's not exactly true. And that's probably why they've been in business for so long, that integral piece. And, it jumped out at me. And, but I just hope, especially, in the world that we're currently in, when it's so easy to not be honest, so I appreciate it if nobody else recognizes it.
I consider Dexter an American manufacturer, and like I said, 90% of what we offer. If you buy a pair of scissors, we didn't make those. We're just not good at scissors.
It's a specialty business.
It is, absolutely.
I really appreciated that, how natural it came.
Right. Well, I don't think there's anything wrong with, sourcing.
Sourcing and all that stuff, but even still, when we say, so I'm not on mic, but we say American steel, and people have to
But it is
understand.
American steel.
Yeah, but it's American steel. It's poured here, but do you know where all the components of steel come from? They're come from around the world. It's not from the U.S. I mean, basalt comes from Australia and South America and
Right.
stuff like that. So components of what we say is American, that's where I'm coming from. I look all the way down to the bottom line and I go all the way up. And yeah, okay, the steel is, all the product is brought in here and it's melted here and it's poured here. And we say American steel, but it's not 100%. It's just one of those things. And
Absolutely. But you still have.
we're in a world economy, but the world
Nothing
economy's
wrong
changed a
with
little
that.
bit. Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
So
But and just remember, all those steel workers are.
yeah. Oh, I know.
They have American jobs.
Yeah. No, yeah.
And can I make one last comment? I just want to thank Dexter Russell. We are coming through and doing River Crane all over. If you guys don't know, if you couldn't tell from the construction.
Did you drive through it today? Yeah.
I had no
We all drove here.
So phase 1 is up to here, and that'll be done by, we're looking at next spring. And then phase 2 will be done, right behind that. We're about to go out to bid for it. Dexter Russell immediately was.
I know.
Dexter Russell was a great partner, immediately said, we'd love to be able to do some work on the foundation while you're going out to get the work done. So when you talk about, are they doing upgrades and code enforcement, you've been a great partner with the town, and you guys have been doing a great job on the building. You were happy to work with us on whatever you could to improve your own property while we were investing, which is what we hope to see, is that triggering of the private investment while we're out there doing public infrastructure, so thank you.
You're welcome. And once again, that's
Thank you
Alan Pepple and the
for
Pepple
all the
family.
help.
So.
I just wanted to say that Big Bunny Market has coupled with Dexter Russell. We did a loyalty program, where customers acquire points for purchases, and then they're able to buy, in this case, it was Dexter Russell knives. And the greatest number of knives that were received or sold or given was the paring knife. 850. Yeah, and that in that process they passed up steak knives and other things. They just chose. I don't know why. Must be a good paring knife.
It's the knife you use really the most. I mean, it's always in the dish rack. It's always in the dishwasher. It's always it's being used. So.
And we were also a beta test site for a watermelon cutter, which was this. If you've ever cut a watermelon, with a big knife, it's a little hairy. So to make it safer, they came up with this idea of the thing was hinged, and you'd pull the thing down over the watermelon.
Did you guys like that?
No.
Nobody liked it.
It was scarier than doing it,
Yeah, yeah.
because it was like a...
Yeah, it was really great for leverage and cutting like difficult things, but it was also it was overwhelming. And if you took it apart to clean it, which I'm sure you did, it's really hard to put back together. So yeah, that was a swing and a miss. If you show up at the outlet, you bring in your knives from home, all straight edge, nothing scalloped, nothing serrated. If you bring it in, you drop it off on a Saturday. We have our factory guys put an edge on it, and it's a $3 charge, and you pick it up the following Saturday.
Per knife?
Per knife.
They re-honed the edges. It's spectacular. Yeah, I can't recommend it enough.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank SCTV for being here tonight.
Anyways, again, most people don't know when you sharpen a knife, you got to bring the back up further, and that's what they're doing when they come in here. Okay, so we all sharpen knives at home, but what ends up happening is you're shortening down the knife to the
Thick.
bevel point, to thick part, and what they're doing is they're pushing that thick part further back, okay, and sharpening the knife back out again. Also at proper angles. When we do it at home, and when we do it at home, we don't do it. I've got this both on. We don't do it properly. So, and then one of the other things that John didn't ever say, Mr. Harrington, who started the company in 1818, was actually a gunsmith. Okay, and Harrington was actually Harrington Gun and Knife Company originally, and the Harrington Guns was the first gun in the United States. So Mr. Harrington was a metallurgist, and really, and that's how he got into guns and knives. And every single knife company in the United States, every single knife company that was established all started from Harrington Knife Company. In other words, people left here and went down the Connecticut River and started their companies. So every knife company in the U.S. actually originated from here in Southbridge and went there. The John Russell Company, they were workers at the Dexter Company. So all of that everything started here and trailed out from there. It was Descartes did a really good presentation on it, and I really remember it and like it a lot. So it was great. So anyways, I'm going to go over Autumn Fest. I'm going to be kind of a long-winded on it, but I'm going to start off with the main feat of what goes on at Auburn Fest, and that's our event sponsors. I'm going to give credit to Shot North America and Vocero Hispano newspaper. They are our main event sponsors. They've done it for several years in a row, and if it wasn't for them, this thing wouldn't keep going. Platinum sponsors, Southbridge Credit Union and UMass Harrington Hospital, and healthcare. Anyways, we all, everybody knows it as UMass Harrington Hospital. So platinum sponsors, gold sponsors, Renaissance Medical Group. They specifically jumped in to pay for one of the bands. Cornerstone Bank, Dexter Russell, Savers Bank, Southbridge Dentistry and Implants, and Starkweather Shepley Insurance Company, Ugol, and United Lens are all gold sponsors. So very good. Next level down is silver sponsors, Hyde Tools, Wellsworth Hotel, Big Bunny Market, Duncan Foment, and McNuck's. Bronze sponsors, Green Meadows, Soper Construction, Southbridge Tire, and Moral Funeral Home. So the event, again, continues to get sponsorship. It's a big event. I want people to understand that this year we were running about 500 people per hour over the main part of the day. So we were packed out all day long. It was really good. I mean, at 10 o'clock there was a couple hundred people there, and the numbers just went right through the roof. We had 14 food vendors, 26 crafters, and 18 partners are the numbers that I had. So it was a great event for everybody. Again, anybody that attended should have had a great day. The weather was fantastic. So 60% of that event is Mother Nature, and she provided us with a fantastic day. So I hope everybody enjoyed it. And if you didn't make it this year, plan on it next year. It's the third Saturday in September. Yeah.
Did Dave Adams ask if the board was interested in attending the town council meeting on November 3rd? Can the board please attend the November 3rd town council meeting so that we can publicly thank the Southbridge Business Partnership for putting on the Autumn Fest, so that we can dispel the illusion that the town puts it on and recognize the Southbridge Business Partnership for all their efforts?
All right. Yep. No, I'll talk to the board members. I think we can get a good presentation together. The other thing that happened at Southbridge Autumn Fest was kind of a side shoot where the Southbridge Police Department does their night out event, and they didn't do it this year because the numbers have been dropping off, and they thought a great opportunity would be to tie in with the Autumn Fest with Southbridge Business Partnership, their term Unity in the Community, and so we provided them space along the front of the police station where we took up all that space ourselves. We kind of sectioned it off and let the police department there. And they had one of their biggest events ever when they do this event to bring people in. So the Southbridge Police Department was ecstatic about doing this with us, in conjunction with us. They've asked to do it again next year. I think it's a great event. It's a great opportunity. It brings more people into the event itself and fills out the day. So while we were in communication with them, we also had this question for the Southbridge Police Department: what can Southbridge Business Partnership help you with? And they came back and said, well, we're working on a traffic control system in town. It's a fairly expensive system, and we're looking to establish it. Some of the bigger towns surrounding Southbridge have it, Auburn, and there's a couple other big towns that have it. And the cost of this system is over $10,000. And Southbridge Business Partnership at this point has been holding back on making any kind of donations and getting involved with financing anything because we've been working on our status with the federal government, which has come through, and we're all set and everything's moving forward. So the board voted, and we provided a $10,000 donation to the Southbridge Police Department for this traffic control system that they're installing. They're in the works of, in the process of doing it. I think it'll be all done by the beginning of next year. Again, this provides safety for all of the residents, the businesses, and everybody in town. We thought this was a great opportunity to do this. We did the presentation at the Autumn Fest event, and everybody's happy with what we're doing and how we're trying to move things forward. So. And the other item that I wanted to talk about is 2026 advertising opportunities. In the past, we had done what we called Town Guide. We've kind of like backed away from it because it's a lot of work. And like I say, we got 8 months of work that we do in the Autumn Fest. But the board is, a couple people are going to be active in selling the Town Guide again. We're looking to do this for 2026. And here's the old one that we did. It's a full-size piece, high glossy. It's not a paper magazine or anything like that. It's a high-end piece that we've done that talks about Southbridge. Again, we'll do the same type of things, getting the police department, the fire department, the town manager, all comments from all of those people. We're going to do a map and some other things. Peg's sticking her hand up.
Yeah, could we feature the rail trail?
Yes, the rail trail will be, it'll be part of the map that's going to be in here.
Okay.
That we're going to,
Extra more than just the map, because it's a pretty big deal. It's a $4 million project.
An article how it comes.
right, maybe, yeah, no, there'll be something, yeah. I mean, so yeah, there'll be buzz about it. I mean, we've got a map inside that needs to be redone and kind of polished up a little bit, and the rail trail is going to be part of it. Again, featuring the rail trail with some of the restaurants that are on Central Street nearby, Foster Street, and kind of talking about things that are around town, and making it a business piece as well. So that's what we're trying to do. So yeah, that is part of the whole thing.
Are you looking for people to participate in the work of getting this done beyond just selling this? Are you looking to add people to a committee? Do you have a committee?
Well, we have a committee set up right now, small
Are
committee.
you looking for help from other business partners or whatever? Just checking, because you don't ask. If you don't ask, you don't receive.
Yeah, I mean, yes, no, so, yeah, I mean, we're going to need to talk to, a bunch of people, but if anybody has any suggestions about the piece, we certainly would like to, hear anybody's comments about what we do, because this piece is all about Southbridge, is what this is. We're selling Southbridge in this. It's an economic piece to try and bring people to town, tell them what we have to offer, different things that are going on in town, and the businesses that are in town. Some of the other things that are, for instance, like a full-page ad is $800 in this magazine, but as a SBP member, it's $600. So you're paying $100 for your membership. You're getting some money back on your membership. Half page $600, SBP is $450, quarter page $350, SBP is $250. So our membership fee is $100. You can get a quarter page ad for your $100 type thing. So
Just triggered it when you talked about the magazine. Being that you have the oldest first knife company in the country, and then you have Hyde Tools. Have you guys thought about doing tours and maybe something to add into the magazine so to draw outsiders into the town? Just a thought.
That's an interesting piece. I mean, a historical and I mean, we did do a tour. Again, Hyde just had their 150th anniversary in August. Hopefully, everybody saw our fireworks
Which was a
display.
spectacular event.
But yeah, no, that is an interesting thing. Again, there's a lot of history in Southbridge. It was, a major economic area during the 1800s, and there are a lot of things that came out of town. I mean, people don't understand some of the things that we rely on today. The internet, I mean, all of that. fiber optics, all that stuff came out of AO. I mean, and there are a lot of things that just continue today that we take for granted, and a lot of that stuff was established here in town. It's part of our history, so it's one of those things we need to celebrate and kind of push forward. So, the other thing that I wanted to talk to members about is that SBP still has wind signs around town. As an SBP member, you can advertise in those wind signs. Your cost is going to be purchasing those, purchasing the wind signs, the 2-foot by 3-foot signs. So if you want to run ads, restaurant ads, or something like that. It's 5 signs that you can put around town, and they will be moved around every couple weeks. We'll move them to a different location, and during the summertime, and so get people to understand that your businesses are here in town. So. Again, I'm looking around the room. I've got Trinity, Catholic Academy has used it when they're doing registration. Some of the other businesses in town. Scoops of Hope, and the dentistry in town this past year that came into Southbridge, the Southbridge Dentistry and Implants, started up, and they took advantage of it. So we've had signs around town. Yes, you have to make a request, and because we have to be in control of what's going on in the signs. Because right now we got somebody that jumped on the signs, and we got to. Basically, work on it. So, anyways, so those are things that have gone on, that are going on, advertising opportunities. We are working on some other advertising opportunities. I want to get together with Vocero Hispano newspaper and to try and work on creating a SBP discounted rate if you want to advertise with them. And then the other part that we've been working on was Central Mass has an advertising piece that SBP can join, and then we can do a membership discounted rates to advertise in that as well. So these are things that we're continuing to look at. We're trying to grow what SBP does for our membership, for our town, and again, we're continuing to try and bring economic development to town and grow what's going on around here. And speaking of growing, next thing on my list is actually events. And the first thing I have here is the Cannery Music Hall, but Julie didn't make it tonight. But I wanted everybody to know that right down the road here is the Cannery Music Hall. It's back open again. Every weekend there's practically some sort of music show or band or concert going on down there. So take a look at it. And again, it's part of Southbridge. It's something that's going on. So if you're saying there's nothing to do in town, there's something right down the street. Next on my list is Friends of Jacob Edwards Library are doing a book sale. And I know, Andrea, did you want to talk about that?
November 6th, 7th, and 8th, open during the library hours. Used books that we've been collecting through the years. Jareen, whom most of you know, has been picking up books from people and coordinating, sorting the books into topics so that you don't find your romance in with your cowboys. And and it benefits the library. Yep. So.
Next, I've got on my schedule is actually Southbridge High School has got a career fair, and I'm going to hit Kathleen up here and have her talk about it. It's going to be at the high school on November 14th.
Hi everyone, I'm Kathleen Catterett. I'm a new member, but not new to Southbridge. I do recognize many faces here. I've worked for Southbridge Public Schools for 27 years. I started as a teacher. I was an elementary school principal. I served in the curriculum department, and now I am overseeing our early college initiative and community partnerships. So I'm happy to be here tonight. And I wanted to invite anyone who may be interested in participating in our upcoming career fair at the Southbridge High School. We're looking for volunteers who are interested to come in and set up a table that to talk to our students. We're not looking for people to hire our students necessarily, but really interested in having folks come set up a table and talk about your industry or career pathways. So if anyone's interested, I have an invitation letter that I can pass out that has my name and business card for you to reach out to me. So thank you. November 14th, 12:30 to 2 at the Southbridge High School.
Hi there, Denise Clements with Southbridge Holiday Visions. Yeah, if you don't know me already. Okay, let's move this along. So we've been working really hard the last few months trying to get everything ready for the holiday season here in Southbridge, and we could still use more help. Take a look at our Facebook page, Southbridge Holiday Visions. It'll tell you and you out there what we do, where we do it, and how you could maybe participate. Even if it's a short time, we could certainly use help, because glittering 30 candlesticks, ooh, candlesticks this year. It's not that much fun. But that part's done, so come and paint something. But anyway, so we participate different hours. Like I said, they're listed on our Facebook page. You can take a look or give me a call. My number is there. The first big event coming up is our distribution. That's when it all goes out, and that is the weekend of the 8th and 9th of November. Generally, it's a sunshine day, maybe a little cold. We work from 9 in the morning until usually about 4 in the afternoon. So any part thereof of that day, if you can volunteer either day or both days, the whole weekend, if you have a truck, if you have a trailer, if you would like to participate in making Southbridge an amazing place for the holidays, get in touch with us. Let us know. Like I say, you can find the information on Facebook. Sign up. We really need help. It can't be done by 3 or 4 people. It just can't. And if we can't get the volunteers, it just doesn't, it's not going to happen again. So I'm encouraging you strongly to reach in to your schedule and put yourself down for a couple of hours. It doesn't, you don't have to have a lot of strength. You can do many different jobs, from holding a hammer to actually pounding the hammer. We just need help. So think about it, volunteer. Yes?
So one of the things I wonder, for instance, like I have, we staff quite a few boards and committees out of our office. I wonder if we could ask them as a day of service, if they as a board, and maybe that would be, a little team effort. They'd enjoy doing it together, team builder. So if you could send me something.
Okay. Yep, absolutely. We have flyers for decoration distribution, and then obviously we can talk more. I've reached out. The high school has helped before. The football team has helped before. But things have changed, and so we don't always get the same amount of help that we've had. Green Meadows is going to help on Sunday. They've got us 5 volunteers, so I'm very excited about that. There is a rain date. We have never really, I don't think we've ever had to cancel our distribution, so fingers crossed we won't have to this year. It's the next weekend, and we just really work until it's done. There's many opportunities. Even Friday evening, we actually do load up on Friday evening so that we're ready to go at 9 a.m. and start to actually distribute it. We start at the Town Common and we work our way up Main Street. And for those of you who are familiar with what happens here, there's a lot of people. We have probably 300 pieces or more at this point that need to be erected, and it takes people. And the more people, the less pain at the end of the day. So anyway, get involved. And the big event, as Bob mentioned, is the actual on November 29th this year, Saturday after Thanksgiving. That is what we have turned into an amazing parade. Last year, I think we had 35 or 36 entries. The hospital had 3, which was fantastic, and they're looking forward to doing it again. Yeah, we only had 2 instead of 3, so that was good for us. But that is an opportunity to participate in the parade or watch a parade that goes around the town. And then on the Town Common, for those who don't know, we have a wonderful display of a holiday spirit in which we have music, we have Santa, free pictures for the kids, bring your own camera, and a lot of other stuff that goes on. And, of course, the tree lighting. We have our tree, which was donated a number of years ago by Southbridge Credit Union. And Lenny Laporte helps us with lights every year. Thank goodness. We don't know what we'll do without him. And everybody else who pitches in to make that happen. So we could use volunteers for that day as well. So if you've got time on November 29th to help out, whether it's during the day setting up or in the evening for the actual event, or if you just want to be part of the parade, let us know.
A lot of SBP members that support it. I mean, Wellsworth Hotel.
The Wellsworth Hotel's been a staple for us for many years now, with free cocoa and cookies. John just has been fantastic. They provide that for us, and we go through 25 gallons of cocoa in 5 hours. We've also last year we had Moon Magic, who did coffee for us. Prior to that, we've had Elvis has done at Sturbridge Coffee Roasters. We give kudos to all those who have donated to this effort. It's really a magical evening for everybody in this community, and I give great kudos to those who do help us, because without all of you. Ellis Cropper has done our music the last few years. We've had llamas. We're waiting to hear if we're having them this year. It's just a real cool evening, and it's something for Southbridge to be proud of. But to do that, I keep saying, we need enough people to get this done. Started with Rudy DeGregorio. Well, it started with us in the windows, and then Rudy, and yeah, it's just materialized. It's, I think, 17 years this year. I'm not sure. I have to do the math. But,
and again, it's something that's different. People come through this community and go, why can't we have something like this? And
so, no, I have to thank Jillian. I have to thank my family. But anyway, let's thank Southbridge. But Southbridge has to come out and get it done with us, because the more hands, the lighter the work. And seriously, at our age now, my age, the less pain in the end of the night. The rollout is the 8th and 9th of November. And again, we need everything from helping people who can't be outside in the cold. You can help right in the warehouse. You can just stay in the warehouse that day and just help things stay organized, sweep the floor a little bit, just help us. We sometimes just need bodies to occupy space to move little things. It doesn't have to be heavy. And we also serve lunch to our volunteers. Yeah, we feed lunch. We've had Central Pizza has helped us over the years. Subway has helped us over the years. We are very, very fortunate. So moving on. You got the message.
So that was a bit of a teaser about the candlesticks. Are there going to be lights, like battery-operated lights with these candlesticks?
We make decorations.
Oh, I know. I wasn't sure if maybe there. So one of my suggestions would be.
Last couple of years, we've had solar lights.
So one of the things I think we really could dress them up with is evening lighting, right? Somehow be able to illuminate them, because we can't. You would multiply the wow factor, right? It would be beautiful.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree as well. Solar doesn't always work, unfortunately, because of battery, right? With a timer. Yes, they all cost money. We are very open to donations, which we have been very fortunate that the High Dexter Charitable Trust has been donating money over the years, and so that's been helping us to fund certain things. But I agree with you. That's another element. More time, more volunteering, please. Come on, visit us at the workshop. We have had that happen. Yeah. People steal things, and they steal elves, and they steal history, and it's sad. So stop doing that. Anyway.
Are you addressing this room?
I am dressing the camera. I'm talking to the people out there who are going to watch this if Jim puts it out there. And that is that we need volunteers. And if you ever see any of our items in somebody else's garage or yard, let us know, because that's a felony. It is town-owned property, and we will get you arrested. And on that note, happy holidays.
At this point, I've got open mic. I don't know if anybody has any announcements.
Hi. So if everybody could put on their calendars, we have two events related to the rail trail. So the rail trail was supposed to be done by the end of November. We're actually going to stretch out the finish to spring to give us time to get all those beautiful historic interpretive signs that Steve Brady, John Moore, and all of our wonderful volunteers are helping to put together. But for the most part, the trail is almost done. This week and next week, if you could please stay off the trail. I know everyone's been on it, using it as if it's open, but it's technically not. We're putting down this fancy aggregate that when you lay it, they compact it for 4 times, rolled over. They wash it with a certain, they just water it to make sure it's firmed, and then it has to dry for 24 to 48 hours. So the little paw prints and the footprints will stay if we don't stay. They'll be embedded if we don't stay off of it. Okay, so more importantly, on November 1st, we're having a community day from 11 to 3. We're having 2 historic walks, one with Steve Brady from the depot up and down for a little shorter walk for people to hear about the history of the railroad system on that rail bed. And then another one will be from the AO parking lot, and that'll be a little longer for anybody interested. John Stepik will be leading a bike ride at 1 o'clock from the 12 Crane Street parking lot for anybody who wants to take a bike ride as a group, which is very joyful. I always smile when I'm on a bike. I don't know about other people, but it's a really fun thing. And then there'll be a ribbon cutting on November 7th, Friday, November 7th at 11 o'clock. With Congressman Neal and representatives from Senator Markey's office and our local Senator Fatman, John Marcy, Representative Marcy. So if you could, I would love for all of you to be there. Obviously, it's going to be at 12 Crane. At the 12 Crane parking lot, rain or shine. If it's rain, the McCarthys have been kind enough to say that we could go inside to 12 Crane, but we'll hope for good weather. And so 11 o'clock, probably like 11 to 11:30. It's just going to be very casual, standing only, and obviously it's a big opportunity to recognize so many people who have been pushing for this for decades, right? We're just the people who are delivering on something that started a very long time ago, thanks to so many others' efforts. So it's very exciting. I know Jovan's been here for the last few meetings, and he's always so good about updating you on all the good things happening in Southbridge. But just in case he's already told you, I might be repeating myself. We are finishing East Main at least with a base coat by the winter, and so it won't feel like it's not finished. As far as you're concerned, it'll be done. And then it settles, and then we'll do the final coat in the spring. So I apologize for the construction. Everybody wants their roads fixed. Nobody wants the construction holdups. So I'm sorry, yes. And then we're working on River Crane, which is all a complement to the rail trail. We won an $8 million grant for Hamilton Street. All of Hamilton Street will be done over the next few years. So, and then the TIP project will go into full swing starting next spring. So we're going to be under construction. I just want to warn everybody. We're going to be under construction for the next 3 years, and it's going to be the best thing that's happened to this town in a long time. Meanwhile, you've got the schools improving, hopefully, right over those next few years. And we start to see all of our efforts kind of have a synthesis, right, where, it's all sort of evolving together. We're improving our schools. We're improving our look and feel. Now suddenly people will want to come here a little more. Hopefully it'll market itself. So I hope everybody can be patient as we work through the construction and remember the end game for all of us. Okay, thank you.
Hi, everybody. Jazz Yoga Health and Wellness. And I'm part of many groups in town. And one of those groups, the Town Manager's Substance Abuse Task Force, is having a movie night next week at the high school. Begins at 5:15 at Southbridge High School. We are asking that elementary and middle school students have a parent present with them. High schoolers are exempt from that. And we will have transportation. Pickup locations will be pretty much coinciding with Cops and Kids pickup locations. Brookside Terrace, Easy Mart, the library, Cole Ave, Notre Dame, Empire Buffet, and Charlton Street School. And the times, we have that posted on the Cops and Kids website or Facebook page. For any other information, contact Brittany Garceau at yahoo.com. And and so I just want to also share a little bit more about Jazz Yoga Health and Wellness. It's not only about yoga. I also help businesses and nonprofits write wellness grants, and I have some work that I'm doing with the Optical Museum around some historical projects that we're working on together. But really just helping you bring wellness, especially during these really stressful times, especially during the holidays. And so thinking about what your business or what your nonprofit might need as far as helping your staff and your clients process and manage stress, give me a call and I can help you find some funding to do that. So thank you.
I'm just wondering if SBP could consolidate all of these events and dates on you still have a calendar on the website?
So we have a calendar. Greg has got a calendar that basically has been open to the entire, in other words, we've tried to build out a calendar that everybody can use versus SBP has been strictly membership-based calendar. So, and it's the calendar, Greg.
Anyone that has any event to email me that information, and they can see the event on a calendar. It's called Southbridge365.com.
So what we came up with is, again, looking at like what Putnam had done. There was, you had the business association, and then there was so the business association has a calendar, but there was they had a separate public calendar. And so Greg set up a public calendar, which is called Southbridge365.com. And that public calendar, anybody can post to that calendar. They don't have to be an SBP member. It can be any organization within Southbridge. We're trying to build a place where you can go, for the community and find out what's going on. So it's again, a work in progress. But we've got to get the information out. This is going to help us. It's being on community TV. Right. So the Southbridge Recreation Department has got a calendar. So we look there. Mike Brunel is the manager of that. All right. Anybody else? All right. Well, thank you very much. Again, appreciate Dexter for hosting this tonight, and glad to have you. And have a great evening.